cutting weight fucking sucks.
He clips him behind the head. That's it.
Nobody likes doing it. Everybody hates it. So make it as easy as you can on yourself so you're not dead and depleted right before you go and have to fight some dude. Some guy's been training for the last 3 months to whoop your butt, and you want to go and have a fight with a scale and a sauna right before, try to minimize it. Minimize that fight. You're going to maximize your performance on the fight day. First thing we got to do, diet and cardio. Heavy cardio. You should be doing sprints or like some sort of like power endurance circuit, swimming, something like that. 2 to 3 times a week, every single week. And then obviously you get your live work in the gym. Make sure that you're doing lots of rounds of rolling, that you're sparring, that you're hitting pads, you're smashing the bag. High work volume, high work output is gonna give you good cardio and help you lose weight hella quick. As long as you don't eat a bunch of junk food. So don't eat a whole bunch of trash. Make sure that all your food is clean so that it helps you perform, and that will also lead to you losing a bunch of weight. All of the unnecessary weight that you have on you is gonna drop off quite quickly if you just do those 2 things. Once you're in that like prime shape, your weight is lower, there's a couple things we gotta start doing. We're preparing to do a water cut. We're manipulating water. That is mostly what we do, because you can't really just lose a whole bunch of fat in a short period of time and then gain it all back again for fight day, right? It's not gonna happen in a 24-hour period. You just can't do it. So what we do is we squeeze all the water out of our body and then we drink it back up. We used to IV. We're not allowed to IV anymore. Thank you, USADA. Not really. So what we need to make sure that we're doing is tricking our body. You have to water load, right? You have to trick your body that it's just gonna get a whole bunch of water all the time, okay? And a really easy way to do that is to just start at about 5 weeks out when you're drinking about 4 liters of water. Now that should be kind of what you're drinking all the time if you're an athlete, at least that anyway. So starting at 4 liters of water, and then every week you just increase it. So 5 weeks out, we start with 4 liters of water, and then 4 weeks out, we're drinking 5, and then so on and so forth until the last week. On your last week, you're really gonna kind of max out at about 8 liters. Maybe if you're a lot heavier, you can do a little bit more. I used to do a lot more actually. I used to like try to max out and just drink as much as I possibly could without feeling dizzy. That's kind of a bad sign. You shouldn't do that. If you're starting to feeling dizzy, you should drink less water than that. That's too much. Okay, I was doing like 10 to 11 liters. 11 is my record. Don't try to break the record. Not smart. You might die. Actually, you could die doing that. So don't do that. Max out at about 8 unless you're way bigger than me. Then you can drink more. And then as you get closer to that fight, we're gonna start cutting that water down. So first we're smashing water, more and more every week, and then we scale back like real quick. So in 3 days, you're gonna go from 8 liters of water to 4 liters of water to 2 liters of water, and then nothing. Okay, that last 24-hour period before your weigh-in, you do no water. No water and likely no food or very little food. That last 24 hours is really important because it's just the weight of the things that you're putting in your body that are gonna dictate whether or not you make weight or not. We do that in order to pee out most of the water, okay? So you're gonna drop in that 3-day period, okay, especially in that last 24 hours, you're gonna drop like 3, 4, 5, 6 pounds of water just by urinating, okay? And that's all that urination is time that you don't have to spend in a sauna, okay? So that is really important. If you can make sure that you do that water load from far out and then scale back and then cut it off, okay, you already are winning. You're already ahead. You're not gonna have to cut too much weight. Okay, now 3 days out from your weigh-in, you wanna do a sodium load. So you're just eating sodium normally, right? I don't try to minimize sodium during camp. It's really important to not cramp your muscles up, right? You wanna make sure you're having good performance. Lots of water in your body, lots of sodium to hold that water in your body, okay? And then 3 days out, you're just gonna double the sodium. Now, that doesn't mean go and eat a whole bunch of crap that's got really bad salt on it, okay? I would say to use like a pink Himalayan sea salt or something like that. Control everything that you're eating, so you should be cooking or having somebody cook for you, and just double up the amount of salt that you're putting on your food, okay? Super, super simple, and that will help your body to like, oh, we're gonna get lots of this, and then after that, chop the salt. Okay, so those 2 days you have 0 salt, right? And we're doing that water load, boom, 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 water decrease, boom, boom, boom. And then we're loading that sodium, and then we're just drawing all this water out. Because now you got no salt in your body to hold that water in. And your body thinks it's just gonna have unlimited water all the time. It's just got so efficient at processing it that it's just like, let it out, and I'm gonna get more. Just keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And then you cut off the water, and now you're ready to do your final little piece, right? So the final piece to the water cut is the heat that you have to deal with, right? So the sauna or the hot bath. Some people like the sauna. Most people, I find, like the hot bath. Don't do it with the whole rubbing alcohol thing that they were doing for a while. We thought it was a thing. It's really not a good idea. Don't do that. It just smells terrible, and you're just gonna have a horrible time. You just need water, and you can put some like salt in there if you want, because bath salts are just gonna make your muscles feel more relaxed, right? Think day at the spa. Right? That's what this should be like. If you're cutting weight on that final day and it doesn't feel like a day at the spa, right? Maybe a extra hard day at the spa, then you're probably doing too much. You probably messed up, or you're fighting at too low of a weight class. We need to make sure that you're not doing too much water cutting, right? But we sit in a sauna or a hot bath. Now, I usually do like maybe a 20-minute shot, 15 to 20-minute shot to begin with, to get the body sweating. Once you're sweating, you're gonna wrap yourself up in towels and blankets, and you're gonna cook there for like another 10 to 15 minutes. And then it's back in the bath to bring that temperature back up, and then back in the towels to allow the sweat to pour out. And you do that back and forth until you're on weight. Now, that shouldn't take much. If you've done all your prep properly, then it shouldn't take much, especially if you do the number one most important thing, which is heat prep. Most people prepare for the fight. They prepare their body to like intake lots of water so it'll lose all the water, but they don't actually prepare themselves to sit in heat for a long period of time. The one lever that we pull that I think a lot of gyms are missing out on, I make sure that at least minimum 3 weeks out, my athletes are spending 4 days a week at night before bed in a hot bath or a hot sauna, if that's their method of choice. And while they're sitting in that hot bath, while they're in the sauna, they're smashing water, like as much water as possible. This is done during the water loading phase, so it's not a problem, right? You're supposed to drink lots of water. They're getting their body used to sitting in heat and intaking mass quantities of water. So what's the body gonna think? Oh man, there's just so much. I can just cool the body down so efficiently by getting all the water to go out of my pores quickly and sweat. So your body's just gonna get super efficient at sweating, right? You're just teaching your body how to do that. And then when you go and do it on the day, the weigh-in day, your body is used to it, and it just thinks it's gonna have more water because you've been water loading, and it's used to dealing with the heat and getting water, so it thinks it's gonna get water, so it just releases all the water and sweats. And then you just coast in, man. You'll do like 5 pounds in one bath, which is crazy, because I've seen guys spend like an hour trying to cut 0.2. I actually spent an hour trying to cut 0.2 before I knew about heat prep and before I really respected water loading. You respect the water loading process. If you don't load it, you're not gonna have it to cut. Okay, make sure you do that. All right. Now, this again is my practice that I've been using for decades. Okay, well, it kind of evolved over decades, and now all my guys do this. At least most of my guys do this. The ones that make weight easy usually do this, okay? I hope it works for you. Remember, I'm not a doctor, so this is just for entertainment. But if you want to use that entertainment to cut weight, have at it. All right? I love you guys. Peace out.